Hello, everyone. Good evening, and welcome to a brand new episode of Pressing Matters. This is episode number 23. I am your host, Daniel Torres, and once again, welcome along. We are in April. We just finished March. There was a very important international break that we just concluded. We're going to talk about that, but first, I want to wish everyone a happy Holy Week for those who celebrate. I myself celebrate as a Christian, and it's a very important week for us with Good Friday tomorrow and obviously Resurrection Sunday coming up. So for those who celebrate, happy Holy Week. Hope you enjoy it and hope you have lots of time to stop, reflect, and pray. So I wanted to start the show off with that. Also, this morning there was a training session for season ticket holders at New Stadium, the new home of Inter Miami CF. They will be opening up this new stadium Saturday against Austin FC. I kind of went on a little rant on the last episode already all about this, but looked good. Stadium inside looked good. Obviously, it's everything outside it that's still a mess. But inside the stadium, it looked good, and it was quite rewarding to see the footage of David Beckham in the middle of the pitch, just kind of taking it all in. A little bit of emotional. I mean, obviously, having been part of the organization, right, in its second year in 2021, this was a dream for Mr. Beckham, and we know the story of how difficult it was for, Beckham Jorge Mas, who's a fellow Columbus alumni, fellow Columbus brother, fellow explorer, to get this done. The city of Miami did not make it easy. Obviously, the geographical location of the stadium, it has its challenges with the traffic and with the airport that's already way overused at this moment. That's why the city of Miami is now having a vote on whether to, build upon Tamiami Airport or Homestead Aviation Airport, or build a new airport to relieve stress off of Miami International. But they finally got this. They finally got this done. And finally, the dream. Obviously the team slogan, the freedom to dream, is alive. It's here. And finally, there is a home for Inter Miami fans and for the city of Miami. Obviously, the stadium is not only the main objective. Obviously, Miami Freedom Park, altogether the complex with retail and offices, hotels, and a lot of park space is the complete dream at the location. But we get New Stadium first. And it's going to be a special day Saturday. It's a long time coming. Obviously, I'm no longer with the organization. I haven't been for a couple years now. But and I know I've been quite critical of them and things that they do. And I think I'm entitled to do that. And I would know a lot more information from the inside than a regular person would, or how things are run. But at the same time, I give credit when credit's due, and I want them to do well. This is my home city. Miami is where I was born and raised. And so I want the club to represent the city well. And again, this is a long time coming, and for myself and for my father, big time soccer fans, obviously someone who's worked in soccer. This was a dream, right? Growing up as a kid, we never had, a professional Major League Soccer team. I mean, yeah, sure, we had the Miami Fusion, but that folded, and I think that this community and myself, we longed for a team, to have a club of our own that we can call ours and we can support week in and week out. And obviously haven't been able to bring Messi here. Obviously, I'm a Cristiano guy, but I still see the greatness of Messi and what he does for the game and what he brings to the game. And to be able to get him here to my home city and represent this club, it's a big time thing. So it was great. It was a little bit emotional seeing David Beckham just take in the sights and the sounds of New Stadium today. And so congratulations to him. I love David Beckham. He's really a first-class act, a true professional, just gentleman, a very nice guy, his family as well. And so nothing but good things to say about the Beckhams. And I just wish them all the success on Saturday. And hopefully for them, it's a victory coming out the gate in the first home match at New Stadium. But we are going to get into the international break because there was some spots still left up for grabs in this FIFA World Cup. And the matches that were left were Bosnia-Herzegovina against Italy, Turkey against Kosovo, Sweden and Poland, and Czech Republic and Denmark. We'll start with Bosnia-Herzegovina in Italy. Italy goes up 1-0. This is a game where, Italy survived the first test. And I said it on this show already before where I was like, yes, maybe Italy can get by one of those games, but can they clean sweep both of those games to make it in the World Cup, especially with the way that they have been playing? I don't know. I have a doubt. And, they got by the first game, and I was like, okay, I think they got through the hardest test. I think they got Bosnia-Herzegovina now. I think that they can do it. In Italy, it looks like, in my opinion, Italy's going to make the World Cup. And this drought is going to end and the nightmare for Italians. And the Italians go up 1-0. And I'm like, okay, Italy's in control now. But you're watching the match, and Italy, even with the 1-0 lead, didn't seem in control. They seemed under stress, under pressure. Bosnia-Herzegovina was not playing easy. They were given a challenge to Italy. And they equalized. Bosnia-Herzegovina would equalize this match to make it 1-1. We go to extra time. In regulation, full 90, stays 1-1. In extra time, neither team can find anything. And you're scratching your head and you're like, wow, Italy just went full 90 with Bosnia, extra time, and couldn't do it. Couldn't do it against Bosnia-Herzegovina. We're going to penalties. And obviously, penalties is not fun, folks. I always say it. I think penalties, it's literally a coin toss. It's 50-50. A lot of times, a penalty shootout, the team that wins doesn't represent who played better on the field. And the Italians, one penalty skied over the bar. Another one hits the bar and comes back in. And then we have Gianluigi Donnarumma, goalkeeper for Italy, who, he's a fantastic keeper of Manchester City, and he has a fantastic record in penalty shootouts, but he couldn't struggle to get any traction going against Bosnia in this shootout. And in this very last penalty kick, if Bosnia-Herzegovina makes it, it's all over. Donnarumma gets his hand on it. He's right in front of it, and this ball just gets off the deflection, goes right under his hand, and it gets into the back of the net. And Bosnia-Herzegovina eliminates Italy, and Bosnia-Herzegovina is going to the FIFA World Cup in 2026. For the first time since 2014, they were in that group in Brazil with Argentina. And so for Italy, this is a nightmare. The nightmare in Rome continues. I remember as recent memory, there was outrage when the United States failed to make the World Cup in 2018. There was outrage, and that was just one cycle that we missed. But for Italy, this is the third straight World Cup. They've missed 2018, they've missed 22, and now they've missed 2026. This is Italy, the world champions that have won this tournament so many times, that have produced so many legendary players. Italy is used to being a top dog in world football. What the hell has happened? I mean, but again, I look at the roster, and sure, they've got some ballers, but I look at the roster, and there's players, it's just a lot of players that just don't do it for me. Just don't do it for me. You look at the roster and just like, that's a mid roster. Not really that dangerous, not really that impressive. And so obviously I believe the president of the Italian Federation has stepped down. Gianluigi Buffon, who is legendary Italian keeper, had a position in the federation with the national team, and he has announced he is stepping down. Head coach Gattuso is expected to step down. I mean, this is another nightmare for the Italian Federation. You can't be Bosnia-Herzegovina. I mean, no disrespect to Bosnia, but when you're going up against a dog like Italy, you're not expected to win. Italy should have been in this World Cup, and they won't be. 4-1 on penalties. It's embarrassing. It's a nightmare for the Italians, and I have some Italian friends, and they can't believe it. I mean, they're sad. This is the third straight World Cup that they cannot see their country in. For someone who's probably my age, 27, 28 years old, yeah, you remember 2014, which was not a memorable World Cup for the Italians. Sure, you can kind of remember 2010. Young, but you can remember it. And then 2018, nothing. 2022, nothing. And now 2026, nothing. That's a lot of years. That's a lot of years of one's life that they will not be able to see their country in the World Cup. And so congratulations again to Bosnia-Herzegovina. First time since 2014. They'll be heading to the tournament. And Turkey and Kosovo. Turkey just gets the job done. 1-0 over Kosovo. And Turkey will be joining the group with the United States, Australia, and Paraguay. And I feel like this is a good matched, evenly matched group for the United States. I have the United States winning the group. If I had to choose the two teams coming out of the group, I think it's the U.S. and Turkey. Obviously, Australia, the Socceroos, soccer is not their main sport. Haven't been on holiday to Australia for New Year's this past holidays. I talked to many Australians, and it was quite shocking. A lot of them were like, we don't really yeah, we'll watch it to support our country, but I don't really care. We care about cricket or rugby, mate. And I was like, wow, I mean, it's the World Cup, but okay. But they have some strong physical players in Australia. Paraguay will always be a South American team with a lot of culture and skill and talent, so they won't be easy. Obviously, the U.S. needs to get it together after losing 2-0 to Portugal, 5-2 to Belgium. They need to get it together, and Pulisic needs to start finding the back of the net. They need to find form. I know they'll be heading in late May, mid-May to late May, I believe, heading into the World Cup training camp. They need to find form, but Turkey will be completing their group. Sweden and Poland, 3-2 for Sweden over Poland. Shout out Marlon, who was on the Barbershop Talk episode for us, who is of Swedish descent from Sweden, who was on stream when Sweden scored that goal at the death and was going insane. Also have some Swedish athletes that I've been able to work with, and congratulations to Sweden. But in this game, what was pretty sad is that Robert Lewandowski, the great Robert Lewandowski, will not be able to go to the last FIFA World Cup of his career. And we saw him in tears after that match against Sweden. And it was hard to see. I really wanted Lewandowski to be there. But that's the way the game goes. It could be a cruel game at times. And so congratulations to Sweden again. They're making the FIFA World Cup. And then the final spot here from Europe is Czech Republic and Denmark. Czech Republic in penalties over Denmark. 3-1 on penalties. Denmark has been a little bit disappointing since the 2022 World Cup. Since then, Denmark has not been as what it was. They've been a little bit stronger in years past, and a little disappointing from Denmark there. I really thought that Denmark was going to pull over Czech Republic. Czech Republic's in there, and I actually have tickets now to see Czech Republic. I will be seeing Czech Republic against South Africa in Group A in Atlanta, Mercedes-Benz Stadium. So we'll be seeing Czechia playing South Africa. Very excited for that. So congratulations to Czech Republic. I'm sure that they went crazy in Prague. I'm sure that my good friend Willie Escala plays baseball, played in the World Baseball Classic for Czech Republic, the last two World Baseball Classics. I'm sure he is ecstatic that Czech Republic is heading to the World Cup. So shout out to Willie. I got to text him and I got to talk to him and ask him, how he feels and how things were in Prague with Czech Republic qualifying for the World Cup. But there was some other games. We had Congo and Jamaica. Now, this is really disappointing because Jamaica, man, if you entered an Adidas store, I mean, you saw Jamaican kits all over the place, and they're beautiful kits. And you would think, oh, man, these guys are going to the World Cup, and Adidas is trying to ship their World Cup jerseys here. But it went the distance as well, and Congo is heading to the World Cup. And for the first time since 1974 is that Congo will be going to the FIFA World Cup. So congratulations to them. That's a great thing to see. But for Jamaica, highly, highly disappointing. They were thought to do a lot more than that. So their run ends there. And then we had a game that was, honestly, I couldn't believe it. Iraq against Bolivia. I really thought Bolivia was going to pull this off. Also, I have another Bolivian friend. I have to talk to him to see what went wrong. I really thought that Bolivia was going to pull this off. I thought that they had a lot of better talent, better skill, and a better team than Iraq. And at the end of the day, Iraq took it 2-1. The disaster for Bolivia. They're heading home. And Iraq will be going to their second ever FIFA World Cup. They're in a tough group: France, Senegal, Iraq, and Norway. So they will have to deal with Mbappe, Sadio Mane, and Erling Haaland. So they have a very, very, very tough task ahead of them. But for right now, they can celebrate that they're in the dance. They're made it to the tournament. And I'm sure, as I saw footage of coming out of Baghdad, there was a lot of celebration going on for their country qualifying for the FIFA World Cup. So our second agenda on Pressing Matters today, excuse me, is the Baller League. So what is the Baller League? And obviously, if you haven't checked it out, our Plug Talk Sports Barbershop Talk series, our latest episode, and it's presented by Grumman Barbershop in Spa right here in Miami. The Baller League has taken over Tropical Park on Thursdays, and inside the Baller League, there is a spot for Grumman Barbershop in Spa. Anyone who's attending Baller League and needs a cut, you'll be able to get a cut from Grumman. My boy, Alex the Barber, is out there. Actually, I need to hit him up because I need a little cut. It won't be done before Easter, so I'm going to be looking a little scruffy for Easter Sunday. But definitely need one for work next Saturday. And very important, caring for Miami charity 5K walk at Zoo Miami. So I definitely need to get touched up for that. But yeah, Alex the Barber will be out there. And the first Thursday of this event, it was for media only at the spot for the barbershop. And I was able to film a episode of a Barbershop Talk. And we had Marlon on there. He's so gracious with his time to come by, get a cut, and was happy to be on our episode. And it was great. So if you haven't checked it out, go to our YouTube at Plug Talk Sports and look at it, because it was honestly a fantastic episode. And again, I said it on Monday night on the Plug Talk Sports live show, but I think that filming with Marlon and this whole thing at the Baller League, and there's no disrespect to anybody else, but I think this is probably one of the episodes that I had the most fun filming. I mean, there was a whole soccer match going on while we were filming, so it was fantastic. Really enjoyed it. So, guys, please check it out. Like, subscribe to the channel. And for Baller League itself, obviously, XQC, I show Speed, Odell Beckham Jr., Ronaldinho, and, it's just a star-studded cast of coaches for their teams. It's running all the way to May 14th right here in Miami. And I'm going to be honest with you. I mean, I would never have thought that they would have picked a place like Tropical Park to do this event. I mean, they literally, what they've done with the place, for those who have gone and experienced Baller League, you know exactly what I'm talking about. For those who haven't gone yet, I mean, they took a horse stable at Tropical Park, because this is held at a horse stable. And you're probably thinking, Daniel, why the heck do I want to go to a horse stable to watch soccer? Like, it probably smells like horse. It's probably terrible. Absolutely not. Baller League has done a fantastic job, and the promoters who have put this on, and a lot of colleagues of mine that I worked with at Inter Miami are working for Baller League, putting this on, and they're doing a phenomenal job. They're doing a fantastic job. I want to commend them and give them the credit for that, because it's just amazing what they did there. They transformed one of the horse stables where they do the shows, took out the sand, full-on pitch. They've made it into an arena. They call it the Baller League Arena, and it's incredible. It's honestly incredible. It's a lot of fun. There's a lot of food and drink. The atmosphere is there. Some of the Inter Miami supporters groups go and check it out. So, guys, if you have not checked out the Ballers League, go. It's every Thursday. Starts at, I believe, I want to say, I could be wrong, 5 o'clock or maybe even 7 o'clock, and it runs till like 10 o'clock at night. The games are pretty quick, and it's something to do to support the local community. And it's right down, smack down Tropical Park, right in the middle of Miami. So, guys, check it out. It's lots of fun. Third thing on our item agenda here on Pressing Matters, it is the World Cup prices. Guys, this is probably, I've known people that have gone to Qatar. I know people that have gone to Brazil. And they're telling me, not only are you seeing in media, I'm hearing it from people. They're saying, Daniel, this is outrageous. I've never paid these prices for a World Cup. This World Cup in the U.S., Mexico, and Canada, it is the most expensive FIFA World Cup to date. And I don't think it's going to get any cheaper once we move past this tournament. Obviously, the next one being Morocco, Portugal, and Spain. I don't think it'll be as expensive as this one, but I definitely think the one following that in Saudi Arabia will be up there right along this tournament. But it's just sad because a lot of Europeans are saying, we're not going to the States for the World Cup. We just can't, not because we have anything against the U.S., but we just can't afford it. And it's sad. It's sad to hear that because, the World Cup is supposed to be a celebration of the game. And listen, we all know, and I love FIFA, and I love soccer with all my heart. But we all know that the biggest mafia in the world is FIFA. They go into every country for a World Cup, take as much money as possible from the event, and then go back to their bunker in Switzerland and Zurich and have all the money for themselves. That's what it is. That's what they do. I mean, look at the situation in 2014 in Brazil, where the favelas and all these communities in Brazil were promised, you guys are going to see the return on money and the return on investment and building these new stadiums for the World Cup. And they got zero. FIFA went in there, had the tournament, took all the money, and the Brazilians were left with nothing. And there was protests after. There was people who died making these stadiums. Um, it's sad. And obviously we know when we have the U.S. market and the U.S. economy, it's going to drive up prices. Obviously, for example, I'll give you an example. We look at Formula One. Miami, Austin, Las Vegas. Those are the 3 races in the States for Formula One. Tell me how racing in Miami, it's a parking lot. It's all made up. It's a parking lot in Miami Gardens around Hard Rock Stadium. The ticket to go to the Miami Grand Prix is more expensive than a ticket in Monaco. How? Absolutely how? That's absurd to me. And Monaco is the crown jewel of Formula One, and it's a beautiful location. It's prestigious to go to the Monaco Grand Prix. All 3 U.S. races are more expensive than the Monaco Grand Prix. And that's what we're experiencing with the FIFA World Cup right now. The prices are outrageous, and what happens is FIFA knows someone will buy it. Someone will get hospitality. And what's happening a lot of times is we're getting corporations that are buying these tickets and buying boxes and club seats. And it no longer becomes an environment of the fans who love the game, but it becomes an environment of literally corporate environment. And you don't feel that energy and the love from a corporate environment that you would from a soccer perspective, a soccer fan perspective. And so I think it's outrageous what FIFA is doing with this World Cup. Obviously, they've expanded the World Cup to more teams, which I don't like either, because a lot of the group stage games are garbage. Because when you extend, then you get, and this is no disrespect, but when you extend, you get a lot of countries that normally would not make the World Cup because they don't have the talent. Yeah, sure, it's great. They're getting their first chance at it, but the level of play, the quality of play is not there. And you ask yourself, why do they expand it? I mean, they're expanding it because they're going to give, other countries a chance. Wrong. They're expanding it because more teams is more money. And so it's all about money. And I'm sorry. This should be about the game. Obviously, I agree that they need to make money. Even what they're doing with the sponsors, they're making stadiums rip off sponsors off of their stadiums. It's not because they just don't want it there because it looks ugly for broadcast. No, they don't want it there because they don't want any of the sponsors on these stadiums like Mercedes-Benz in Atlanta or Hard Rock here in Miami. They don't want them to get money. They want all the money for themselves. And so, we're on Holy Week. Sin, we talk about sin. Greed is a sin. So we want to get technical here on Holy Week. Greed is a sin. And so it's very greedy. It's very greedy, and I hope that it just shapes up to be a beautiful FIFA World Cup. Am I excited for it? Yeah, absolutely. But just the prices have been outrageous, and I don't agree with it. Final agenda and pressing matters before we get to the team of the week. My top 5 World Cup contenders. Obviously, brand new FIFA rankings have just come out. I'll tell you mine. At 1, I'm going to go France. At 2, which you guys are probably like, wow, that's crazy. But you know what? What you get here on Pressing Matters is not cherry picking. It's not, biased. It's realism and realistic expectations. France is the best team right now. I mean, they're absolutely nasty. 2 is Spain, which you all thought that I would have put Spain number 1 because that is my team. But no. Spain's number 2. Number 3, I'm going to go England. England at 3, I think is the best. They've been knocking on the door. It's the best roster they've had. Number 4, I'm going to put Brazil at 4. I think that Brazil has a team, but obviously they play as individuals and not as a team, and that's been a problem in the past. You know what? I'm going to put Brazil at 5. I'm going to put Portugal at 4. Because I think that a lot of the Portuguese players are in their prime right now. And obviously with this being Cristiano Ronaldo's last World Cup, I think he has a pretty good chance at it with this team currently. So again, France, Spain, England, Portugal, Brazil. Those are my 5. And with that, that is going to take us into our team of the week. Your team of the week comes from international break and is Les Bleus. It is France. They just overtook Spain for number 1 in the FIFA World Rankings, and rightfully so. They have a stacked team still. And obviously, if you guys have not heard their 2026 World Cup song, it is a banger. I think it's even better than the official FIFA World Cup song. It is amazing. And you get to see through that song how many just weapons France has. In this international break, they beat Brazil in Boston, and they beat Croatia in Orlando, I believe. And they're straight up balling right now. They're scary. I mean, you look at the front 3 of Dembele, Mbappe, and Desiree Doué. I mean, who's going to defend that? It's going to be so tough to defend them. And that is why France is our team of the week. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this has concluded our time together here on Pressing Matters, episode 23. I appreciate all the love and support. We get back in the cup play this weekend. La Liga, Premier League, MLS, Serie A, Ligue 1, what have you. We are back to club play this weekend. And again, ladies and gentlemen, for those who celebrate, have a good Passover today. Have a good Good Friday. Enjoy Saturday. And happy Easter on Sunday. Happy Resurrection Day. God bless all of you. We thank you for all your support here at Plug Talk Sports. For myself, Daniel Torres, we'll see you next week for a brand new episode